G'day, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, in this video, I'm going to look at all the skins of the current Rust store, make comparisons to previous Rust store skins, to get a good idea in regards to, well, how much each of these skins are likely to sell by next Thursday, and then knowing that with the question, are these skins still holding up to be a perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back and relax, and I'll start yapping. Right. February 4 swipe for 2026, the release of the naval update. Have you been enjoying those boats? Feel free to offer your opinion, comment below. But, as expected, a lot of people did turn up. Over 200,000 people appeared for Thursday, for Friday, and today for Saturday. So, alright, cool. That, of course, means lots of people turning up and buying the skins. And let me just show you the first few hours of sales, because we're just 3 hours in with that brand new Rust store, which, of course, was an early release, because, yeah, big update. Facepunch tends to release the skins a lot earlier for an update. 3 hours in, that does over 10,000 subscribers. The first proper release of an SKS skin. Oh, it's a Seeker skin as well. Oh, yes. Although it's a bit debated whether it actually has like a transparent aim sight. Not as useful compared to all the other Seeker skins, but it does have some transparency. We'll talk more about that in a bit anyway. So 12 hours in, over 20,000 subscribers. 24 hours in, 26,000 subscribers. So it did kind of slow down towards the end of that 24 hours, but that is ridiculous. And it might be a bit hard to even find something to compare to, but the very rough estimate was, yeah, that's going to probably do over 50,000 subscribers. So I'll talk more about that in a bit. But of course, we have a whole bunch of other interesting skins. Naval, Aquatic, Navy, Pirate theme skins. There is a big question though. Will Facepunch keep accepting these sort of themes after March? Or rather, after February, I should say. Because next week, Valentine's. Week after that, Lunar New Year. Week after that, Lunar New Year. We're not seeing any other regular skins until March time. So are we going to still see like people and skin creators committing to making pirate and naval and aquatic themed skins? Are we going to see skin creators still making space themed skins, for example? Ah, yeah, you know, that was a whole thing for January. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes, but you've got to keep that in your head. Potentially, you might not even see any collection continuations. I mean, for Sinotype, I would expect that because that's basically finished now. 20 skins in total. Absolutely ridiculous. But then again, what of the boxes DLC? Alright, anyway, so first 20,000 sales, looking pretty ridiculous. It like generally looked as if many of these skins could potentially surpass 30,000 subscribers. Could that actually happen? Well, of course. That's what we're here for. We're here to figure out how much each of these skins are likely to sell by next Thursday. Now, I should point out, look at all the sales that you see here. I'll scroll down, get a good look at that. Because basically, this was like a couple hours after 48 hours of sales, and this is what it is now, an extra 2 hours later, because I was having to sort some things out. So, yeah, let's get that out of the way. Ta-da! So, yeah, these skins are selling pretty ridiculously. It is technically like 52 hours in. What do you think then? Because here's another thing to take into consideration, right? If lots of people turned up today, will they still keep turning up next month and a month after that? The expectation is no. Look at last year. Loads of people, starts dropping off, drops off, recovers a bit. Summer's fine, but it's not as good compared to like the beginning of the year. But point I'm trying to get across is when less people are playing the game, prices drop off. So right now it's still February 4 swipe, lots of people playing. Prices for skins in general are still doing quite nice, all right? But inevitably prices are expected to drop off, okay? But then after that, the summertime. So do keep this in mind. Some of these skins look absolutely amazing, but they're also selling ridiculous amounts. And the second it gets a little bit bad, people tend to panic and unload all of their stock. Like as I said, with the Sinotype Navy box, it's nice. What exactly do you put in it? Comment below, what do you think? The best answer I got was cannonballs. All right, fair enough. But how bad could it get as we go through March and April, which inevitably is the Easter dip? That is a new low point for this year for all of the skins that have appeared over the past several weeks. So whilst we might compare to some of the recent skins here and whatnot, do keep in mind all of these are still mostly holding up perfectly fine because we still haven't actually gone ahead and gone through the first like bad time. But then again, it's expected that they will reach brand new all-time high peak prices in the summer. June, July, August. So, okay. I'm putting warnings out there. Because now we have to talk about Seeker SKS. And let me remind you, Seeker Summer was amazing. Last year, when we kept seeing all the Heat Seeker skins being accepted, it was wonderful, it was lovely, but they also sold ridiculous amounts. And again, the very rough estimate is this is going to do like 50,000 plus subscribers. With the current rate of sales, it really wouldn't be surprising that is the case. And if I could just quickly take you back quite some time back, yep, there you go, Hasma Garage Door. If I can recall, this Rust door was a fair bit late. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? So even more sales got like added to all of these and all that, but that was selling ridiculously as well. And if I could just quickly remind you that right there, yep, there you go. That only did just over 20,000 subscribers after the first 24 hours of sales. SKS already had that solved after 12. Or past, I should say. Anyway, point I'm trying to get across is, yeah, that's going to sell ridiculously. And let's remind you of the issues we had in the past with the Heatseeker skins. So Heatseeker MP5, yep, you did over 64,000 subscribers. Whilst you're doing all right at the moment, well, you didn't have a very fun time for quite some time. Oh, I've also got the requests issue, so let's just quickly solve that. Ta-da! Right, yeah, Steam's not been very good these past few days, so yep, let's get that switched on. Let's get a good look at you. Right, so right now, $3. Oh boy, there you go. So that's probably half the reason why it's not doing very good at the moment. Also, considering those brand new Twitch drops that are being given away for absolutely free. I'm talking about Recruiter and Mr. Ladou's awesome looking MP5s. I do worry about the MP5 around the summertime. Anyway, focusing. So, before we even had post-Christmas, this was dropping real bad, like real bad. So inevitably, it reached a low point of about like $1.80-ish, something like that. Yes, initially, all the way back in July, it did suffer there. But the expected dip right here, yeah, it got bad. But then inevitably, because there's no competition for a very long time, it went up, and it looked amazing. For the past month or so, it has been at a brand new all-time high price, but now it's starting to drop off because suddenly lots of competition has appeared. Hellcore MP5, the 2 Twitch drops, So that's a problem for itself. But what I'm trying to get across to all of you is that the second competition appeared, it suffered. There's no other MP5 with transparency like that until recently. So what we have here is just a perfectly fine looking SKS. It doesn't really have transparency. Not the type of transparency that you would probably be hoping for. Do you still see, like, we got, like, the circle and whatnot? You still got all, like, these bits, the bolts, I don't know what to say. Sorry, I don't know my guns. But anyway, you get the point. There's still quite a lot of, like, noise there. Although, there is still some transparency, like transparent parts here and here, and a little bit here. So, okay, there's some. But the point I'm trying to get across is, inevitably, there will be more SKS skins. There will be transparent aim sights, more transparent than this, for example. And the only way I can really showcase this to you is to look at all the recent SKS skins. Now, more specifically, get a good look at these pink ones, the Valentine's ones. And now, let's go ahead and get a good look at this, because what you see right here, Wings of Death SKS, this is the most supported Valentine skin out of everything. And if I could just look at the aim down the sight, oh, there you go, a lovely amount of transparency. So, imagine if that got accepted. If in the very next Rust store that appears, what do you reckon happens to the Heatseeker SKS? Yeah, we'd expect suffering. So, I can imagine there's going to be problems with this 100%. So, what do you reckon then? If you just bought one for yourself, all right, that's fine. Again, this is the brand new Skinnables issue. We've been talking about this with beds, handmade NMGs, tactical gloves. If anything, it's mostly beds that have been dealing with this issue. Well, actually, no, the handmade NMG as well. Tactical gloves are like the one that's a bit out of the ordinary. But anyway, as time goes on, will the SKS ever recover? To be honest with you, considering the Heatseeker collection is very in demand and all the prices are up, look at all that, yep. It wouldn't surprise me if it does actually manage to slowly pick itself back up and the price gradually slowly gets back up to its Rust store price. That wouldn't surprise me. But that might not happen for like another year. Take that into consideration. Because think about it. Twitch drops, kick drops, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's inevitable people will be getting lots of skins for that, and of course we'll be seeing some transparent aim sights. At some point, Face Punch will cave in. It took a while for the handmade NMGs, but then we just kept seeing transparent handmade NMGs. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with this. But I feel like that's enough of a warning. That will be going over 50,000 subscribers. I wouldn't invest into it. But a buy order, oh yeah, by all means, jump in. Is that going to end up as bad as the MP5, though? I'm kind of expecting it, to be honest with you. So I might end up just doing like a $1 to $1.50 buy order. And again, at the end of the day, if you just bought one for yourself, that's fine. That's not really an investment. That's a treat for yourself. You saw the skin, you wanted it, I'm sure you're happy. But if you're thinking about, oh, I've got a budget, I don't really want to spend $3. All right, wait 2 weeks. Wait 2 weeks. It really wouldn't surprise me if we see a Valentine's SKS next week, and for Lunar New Year, the third week and the fourth week of this month, you'll very likely see another 2. And then we'll start seeing Twitch drops and kick drops. So, all right, it's up to you what you do now. But yeah, I'm simply going to say over 50,000 subscribers, which by default is absurd. Right then, so for the other skins, I thought I'll group up the Revolver, the small box, and the clothing. So, Old Pirate Revolver, Cursed of the Drowned Treasure Chest, and the Naval Camel Hoodie and Pants. I lost my tongue now. So, they did some very high sales. Oh, yes, indeed they did. But what can we compare to? I'm going to go all the way back to the first rush store for 2026. Space Station Garage Door is probably a great shout. Maybe even the Space Base Armored Door. Because both those skins, whilst they sold a lot, they didn't go too crazy. As you'll see with your own eyes, 35,000 subscribers and just over 30,000 subscribers. And by default, I just wanted to say 30 to 35. But looking at the current sales, in fact, let's just go over to here. I believe this is more up to date. Yep. I'm looking at the sales for the Revolver. I'm looking at the sales with the hoodie and the pants. And I'm kind of thinking that these are probably going to do between 28 to 33,000 subscribers. I could see it go all the way up to 35. It wouldn't surprise me if it gets a lot of late sales and whatnot. But then again, I think a lot of people probably wise the idea that maybe for a while this might not be doing super great. Yeah, we've got competition. We have the Olympus Revolver, which did drop down in price pretty badly with the arrival of this. And of course, we also have the Heat Seeker Revolver, which barely changed with the arrival of that. Don't know. Anyway, so with what I see here, by default, I'm always invested in the likes of like the Revolvers. Like they tend to be very, very, very reliable, simply due to the fact that we just hardly see any of them being accepted. Hardly ever more than 4. Now, you have to go all the way back to 2021 to see where we got more than 3. And, well, if you go all the way back to 2018, oh, there you go. That's when we actually saw like more than 4. So, okay. I would not be surprised if we end up with just about 2 or 3 this year. The question is, though, what happens if we see another Revolver with this amount of transparency? Because I wouldn't be surprised if we have another situation like the Olympus Revolver. And is that on the front page right now? Let's just see, because for a good 2 days, that Olympus Revolver was hard stuck. Right. Olympus. Let's get a good look at you. So this was pushing up to like $5, $6. You can even see it right there. It dropped. It suffered. But it's not like this is going to be like that forever. So just to confirm, yeah, this was pushing up to $6. It lost quite a significant chunk of its value. But is it doomed? No. I feel like that will recover. It will take time, but I do believe it will slowly start to recover. But if we keep seeing more and more Revolvers with that amount of transparency, it won't make it any easier. So let me just quickly take a look at Heat Seeker Revolver as well. We looked at these in the predictions video, in the rust rotation video. In rust rotation, this hardly changed, but as time went on, we did notice it did start to drop off. Now, chances are this was going to happen regardless, because, of course, we're getting closer and closer to March and April time. So if you manage to get some sales in, good for you. But again, as time goes on, I still expect that to, reach back up to the price it's selling for around here. If anything, around the summertime, I hope it goes up even higher. I expect it. We'll see what becomes of that. So, again, with the sheer lack of skins being made, I won't be surprised if this just goes up in price regardless. So, as of now, I'll sit here and say this. It wouldn't surprise me if that does potentially push all the way up to like 30,000, 35,000. Yeah, 35,000, I'd actually say. But I feel like it's probably more likely it's going to probably do no more than 33. So, yeah. Keep an eye on that. I'm usually very confident with these. It's just, after seeing a second one, now I just assume all the Revolvers are going to have transparent aim sights like that. We'll see how it goes. Curse of the Drowned Treasure Chest. Well, we're not seeing a collection continuation for a while, are we? Yeah. But looking at this, again, I also question, are we going to still see like pirate theme skins being made and accepted after this month? Because we got to wait a while. I question, are we still going to see space theme skins? Yeah, it's a bit of a risk, but let's also point out Zinc. He's made many skins in the past, many collections, quite successful, but it's a matter of what is he going to make next? Is he too busy with other things? Or will he be focusing that with 100% of his focus, I guess. We'll see, all right? Small boxes in general, they don't really tend to work out amazingly, let's put it that way. But can't rule out the possibility that that could actually still work out very nicely. A lovely amount of transparency, a perfectly fine looking glow-in-the-dark design, perfect for your boat bases. Oh, yes, indeed, especially if you're trying to be pirates. But yeah, I'd like to see a large box. I'd like to see things like a locker and whatnot. That'd be cool, but we'll see what, Mr. Zink's going to make next. It's just we've got to sit and wait, I'm afraid to say. You might start seeing skins being produced, regular skins, I should say, not next week, but the week after. We'll see how it goes, okay? Because next skin he'll be making is a Lunar New Year skin, 100%. So keep an eye on it. Again, this is abnormal, this is abnormal, this is abnormal. The hoodie and pants are abnormal. Make use of that time. And if you don't fully understand what abnormals are, well, let's just quickly switch back over to here, because very recently we did the abnormal barders for the skins from last week. And, well, that wasn't a very, crazy Rustore, was it? No. But we still turned up. We still did the barders and whatnot. So I would recommend to you, if you're still new to this, watch the first 5 minutes of this video, then skip ahead to the barders chapter, and you'll basically see that, yep. We know with abnormals, they will become marketable at a set time every single week. So what we can do is we can turn up, figure out prices, and of course race to get those barders down, and then afterwards we'll see how high the barders go for all these skins, and then we question, hey, should we jump in and actually buy some straight from the Rustore? And after I did all this, I did buy 50 of the Rainbow Pony beds, because with the support ahead, it generally looked like it was going to retain its price for the foreseeable future. I'm losing my tongue here, but you get the idea. We'll get those early barders in, and we can see if the skin's actually going to manage to retain its price. And then potentially, if it's, retains its price all the way until it's a good time again, until the summer perhaps, we expect it to rise up. We expect it to turn into a lovely amount of profit. Oh, yes, indeed. Sweet, delicious profit. So, yeah, you get the idea. Consider giving that a good watch. Right then, so, hopping back over to here. Naval camo hoodie and pants. I am a fair bit worried. Purely based on the fact that it's selling quite a lot. But then again, another day later, and it's barely done 3,000 to 4,000 subscribers. See, as I said initially, I was going to say all of these skins very likely could be doing between 30 to 35,000, but these are really slowed down. I kind of get the feeling they'll probably be too sluggish and won't even reach 25,000 subscribers, but hey, we'll keep an eye on it. Perhaps initially people looked at it and thought, wow, blue clothing? We hardly see any of that. I'm going to go ahead and buy tons of them. But as time went by, people probably realised, well, doesn't really go with anything at the moment. No. But will it be turned into a collection? Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? I won't be surprised if the skin creators are considering making some nice-looking tier 3, tier 2 armour. Oh, yes. But they're also the guys that made the training SKS, and I think they're focusing making a new version of that. If you don't know about all that, we'll talk about that in a second. Look in the description, scroll down, you'll see the details. We have the chapter for that. But yes, that might be getting in the way. But I won't be surprised inevitably if we do see more of this collection being made. So tier 2, tier 3, boots and gloves, I hope to see it, and if we do, that will still spike them on spike in price. But if the tier 2, tier 3 and boots and gloves sell significantly less compared to this, you have a problem. Because if people want the full collections, there'll be an excess amount of these, and, well, you end up like the Abyss tier 3. I've mentioned this so many times, but I have to warn you. So Abyss tier 3 comes out first, out of all the clothing armour. 27,000 subscribers. Then 2 months later, we finally get tier 2. This sells so much less. This does between 14 to 16,000 subscribers. 10,000 subscribers less than tier 3. Hoodie and pants follow suit as well. So with the hoodie and pants only doing 14,000 subscribers and the tier 2 doing 14 to 16,000. Whilst this was the first pair to appear, sold far too much. So yeah, this has suffered for a very long time. Very recently, it did manage to recover and go back up to its Rustore price, but inevitably, prices are expected to drop off again. So if there's going to be a lot of these, even if we do see collection continuations, by then, at the earliest, it'll be March. And people probably won't be playing as much, and we probably will not be seeing as many sales. So I'm a bit concerned. We'll see how it goes. Again, they are abnormal. We could do the abnormal barders first. Right then, so Sinotype Navy box. You sold quite a decent amount all by yourself. Let's get a good look at you. Just over 11,000 subscribers. What am I going to compare to? I thought maybe I could compare just to the chest plate, the Black Ops chest plate. So let's go back about 2 weeks. Right, so you reached about 27,000 subscribers. As I look over to here, and again, let's just make sure we're more up to date here. Yep. That right there is sitting there at 15,000 subscribers. The chest plate did 27,000 subscribers. I'm under the impression that the Sinotype Navy box is more likely to do like 22 to 25,000 subscribers. I don't think it has enough support. I don't think it has enough momentum. So I do believe that'll start to slow down. And again, it's also people probably sitting here and wondering, what is the box's DLC going to be? Still don't know. But it is expected that we'll find out soon enough. We just got to keep an eye on the commits. So every now and then I'm seeing something new mentioning the box's DLC. Looks like it hasn't been mentioned very, very recently. Considering some hot fixes have to be made, considering the boats and all that. Not too surprising, but yep, they have mentioned it here. We need to find out, will it be large box or small box? If it's small boxes, I won't be surprised if all the large box collections suddenly rise up in price. People have been very unsure, very concerned. But if it is going to be a large box collection, oh my. If you thought it was bad now, just you wait. Oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, okay, cool. So in regards to what we see here, 22 to 25,000 subscribers, and I'm not really sure if I'm feeling very confident with it. I might just stick with a Wilder. Right, next up, I'm going to group up the hide shirt, the snow jacket, and the sheet metal door. So, okay, let's go over to here. Let's get a good look at you. So this did just about almost 10,000 subscribers. This did 9,100, and the sheet metal door did just about 9,000. Now, you might be sitting there and wondering, how come you're grouping up a 9,000 with a 10,000? Well, I looked at it again, I questioned it, and I thought, considering there's so many skins this rush store, the sales are already ridiculous as well. I thought I'd just generalise a bit. Plus, I'd probably be here for an extra 20 or 30 minutes, and I thought, yeah, let's just kind of rush things. Right then, so, life vest hide shirt, you're looking pretty sweet, but you're completely all by yourself, and you are not abnormal. Now, for role players, I can imagine a lot of people getting a few laughs out of that, some jokes, you get the idea. But come on now, where's the shorts? Swimming trunks, swimming shorts, we'll see. But you're not going to see a collection continuation for a while, and I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't really turn into much of a collection, considering it's referred to as the life vest. So, yeah, not sure what's going to happen next. But 99 cents, not too surprised to see it sold quite a decent amount. If we're going to go ahead and compare to something, I thought, with the sales we see here, maybe Deep Ruby Furnace and maybe the Neon Loot Room Gadge Door might be a nice thing to compare to. So let's go ahead and figure out how much you're likely going to sell. 23,000 subscribers and 23,000 subscribers. But let's just look at the current momentum right now. 13,000. Will you actually reach up to that? I don't think so. I'm looking at you, and I think it's more likely that these are going to do between 18 to 21,000 subscribers. That's quite a lot. For a hide vest, let's just see. Highest amount of subscribers overall. Come on, work for me. It's taking its time. Right, there you go. Thank you. High subscribers. So, what's the one with the most subscribers? The answer is the Pirate Hide shirt. That did over 26,000 subscribers. But then again, it had a full proper collection all behind it. This is on course to potentially be the second highest selling hide shirt. Again, with what I see here with its design, that's goofy. That's silly. Role players would appreciate it. Is that it? Oh, that might be a bit of a problem then. So, I'm looking at it, questioning it, thinking about it. And I think, you know what? I think I might just stick with a Wilder. I'm not feeling very confident. No. Sheet metal door. I mean, I'm just going to take a quick look at all the sheet metal doors of the past, most notably last year. Only 3 doors are actually in the positive. Looks like this one perked up. But yeah, with so many sheet metal doors being accepted year after year after year after year after year, and of course Twitch drops, free skins, you get the idea. Like, I will not be surprised the slightest if you get lost in the shuffle. It's perfectly fine looking design that will perfectly line up with boats, giving the impression of like a fake anchor and whatnot. But you know what we really need? We need the boats to actually upgrade to metal. Then that would work. But it just kind of sticks out weirdly now. So I wouldn't be surprised if that gets lost in the shuffle. I wouldn't be surprised if it fails to retain its price. Sorry to say, but it does look a bit odd with the wood. Speaking of roleplayer skins, Deep Sea Captain Jacket. I'm not going to sing Pirates of Penzance again. You can't make me. Can't. Stop. Anyway, focusing. So, if you're playing on a server, you're role-playing as the Navy, Air Force One or something. I mean, look at it. It's like a perfect sort of general jacket and whatnot. That's awesome. That's amazing. So if you're a leader of an army or some, like, what do you reckon? Do you know what? I've only just now found out it's part of the Deep Sea collection. Oh! It didn't look like much of the other things, to be honest with you. I only just noticed, like, the coffee can for that was proposed for this. I've only just found out it's a collection continuation. Anyway, focusing. Looking at you. Snow jackets. I've been getting some responses from you, and quite a lot of you are sitting there and saying you do like using snow jackets, but it doesn't sound like enough of you are actually trying to get them skinned. Again, maybe when the right skin turns up, you'll feel motivated to go ahead and wear it. Well, with that snow jacket, again, PvE servers, roleplay servers, I'm sure a lot of people might appreciate that. So, I'll see how it goes, but let's also just point out snow jackets that we've seen previously. You're a Christmas one, so we can't really count you. You're only slightly down in price. This is only somewhat slightly down in price as well. They did sell quite a decent amount, but, like, you're clearly going to be between them. It wouldn't surprise me if this also slightly loses some of its value as well. It wouldn't surprise me. So smart barter, yeah, that probably is the smart way to go about it. So by all means, if you like it, if you want to see, I am the very model of a model major general. Yeah, go buy one for yourself. Buy it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, keep them nice and motivated, keep putting nice creative designs in the future. Cool. I'm now going to pair up the wooden door and the head wrap. Let's just quickly confirm that. Yep. So I thought the best thing to compare those two, considering that these did 8,000 and 7,000, I thought I could probably go ahead and compare it with the black gold backpack. No, black diamond backpack. All right, 7,200 subscribers. So away we go. Black diamond backpack, how you doing? 18,000 subscribers. Hop it back over to here. Let's just close that. Getting a good look at this. Well, I don't think you're going to get close to 18. I think the wood door and the head wrap are probably at best going to do between 15 to 17,000 subscribers. Now, with the wood door, if you don't notice, it's actually part of a collection, but I don't think people are going to notice, so it's not really bothering you. Oh, tugboat's gone up in price, look at that. But they removed the tugboats. Oh, why did you remind me, Hedge? Why? All right, anyway, so for what it is, it's a perfectly fine looking design with some transparency. One guy sat there and said, Hedge, it's got transparency, it's pay to win. What are you talking about? Do you think that's the only door with transparency? The only wooden door with transparency? There's tons of them. Twitch drops, kick drops, you name it. So anyway, there will be more. There will be a lot more skins in the future. For what it is, it does line up very nicely with the actual build. Will that be enough? I'm not sure. But, yeah. I feel like 15,000 subscribers would be quite a lot. And then again, you take a look at all the recent wooden doors. Don't forget, right now, we've got the land-dried door being given away for free. That also has transparency. They're not looking very pretty, are they? No. This is rising up quite a lot. Not sure if that's legitimate. I get a feeling a lot of people do happen to like you. Oh, that dropped off. You were being pumped. Not anymore, apparently. Anyway, look at all these skins. It's just, yeah. Inevitably, it feels like that's just going to go down to about $1, maybe even less. Sorry to say, but again, there will be a lot more wooden doors, and there will be more transparent wooden doors. Jelly head wrap. So, okay, it's a fun, silly, goofy design. It glows in the dark. We should clarify that. Yep, you could swim in the water at night time, and you will give off the impression that you are a jellyfish. But there aren't any jellyfish in Rust. Oh, okay. Hey. It's silly. It's goofy. Maybe we get like a jellyfish primitive set, but you're not going to see any collection continuations for a while, are you? Will Mushroom Soup consider making like a glow-in-the-dark burlap set? It'll look stupid. It'll look silly. But you know what? There's a lot of people that do happen to like things like that. So we'll see what becomes of that. I have doubts. $2, I don't think you'll be retaining your price. And then we look at all the more recent ones, and yeah, the majority of these aren't looking very pretty. I mean, there's another fish one right here, down 10%. No! So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that suffers. We'll have to figure out a decent price when we look at that on Wednesday when we do the abnormal barters again. Next up, I'm going to look at the furnace and the double barrel shotgun. I'm going to pair the both of them together because with the first 24 hours of sales, that right there did 6,200. This right here did just about almost 6,100 subscribers. So, what are we going to compare to? I think I said it a little bit too earlier. We can look at the black gold backpack and the space tour locker. Very similar amounts of sales. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. how are they currently doing, and I can confirm that did 13,000 subscribers. This right here did just over 13,000 subscribers. And so I look back over to here, looking at the furnace, looking at the double barrel, and I think, you know what? I feel like it's more likely they're going to do between 12 to 14,000 subscribers. Now, is that a good thing? Well, with this furnace, I've got to be honest with you, like being very straightforward with you, I don't think people are going to care about it after a while because, yeah, I like the rope design, I like the makeshift sort of boat design, but it just kind of come across as very standard, and I kind of get the impression that people want some really wacky looking furnaces. Ghost Furnace still holding up, still retaining its value. 70,000 subscribers. People still liking it. So that it really wouldn't surprise me if you get lost in the shuffle. And with the double barrel shotgun, I wonder if the skin creators do intend to turn it into a weapon collection, or even more. Very experienced. Graham Crone, Little Ranger, many skins behind them. Dragon Rage collection. Oh yes, definitely reminded me of that. Could we get like a brass and black design? We shall see. But double barrel shotguns, by default, they don't really tend to hold up very nicely. And you're also getting the Griff the Grub double barrel shotgun for absolutely free right now, aren't you? Lots of people have gotten it. But look at all of these. Down, 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 down. Down 45, down 30, down 48, down 43, down at 64. It's not looking very pretty, is it? No, 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 no. So, I'm a little bit cautious. By all means, if you like it, buy it, use it, enjoy it. Support the skin creators. Keep them nice and motivated. Keep all the nice creators. Okay, cool. Good idea. Right then. So 12 to 14,000 subscribers for them. And for the final group, Dutch steering wheel and the tools. By default, I'm not feeling very confident. But first of all, what are we going to compare to? So, with what we see over to here, 5,300, 4,800, and just over 4,100, I thought the best thing we could probably compare to would be like the Fort Sap. So back to past we go. Fort Sap, how are you currently holding up? The answer is 11,000 subscribers, down 29%. Oof. Right then, so I think these are likely going to do between 9 to 11,000 subscribers. But I will sit here and ask you, ever since the Dart Wheel came out, did you ever care for it? Now that we have the Dutch steering wheel, do you care about it? Because I'm under the impression people don't actually care enough to skin their spinning wheels. Some of you might, but I'm not getting the impression. Like the first one, 21,500 subscribers, cool, lovely. But it is the focused item of the month. Next week, there will be a Valentine's spinning wheel. The week after that, there will be a Lunar New Year spinning wheel. And if you're thinking, oh, surely we haven't seen that many things being made, I will confirm to you, yes, there is quite a lot of them being made. So let's just go to spinning wheel here. I have to go to most recent, and you'll see Lunar New Year designs being made, and you'll see Valentine's designs have been made. So are we going to see one being accepted? I expect at least 2 more to be accepted this month. So with what we see over here, hey, cool, we've got a steering wheel design. That's really nice. That's amazing. Have you decided to put one of those on your base? Feel free to comment below, but I'm not feeling very confident with it. I think I'll just stick with a barter and move on. And that's not abnormal. The tools aren't abnormal either. And I'm sure you're fully well aware, most hatchet skins, they tend to go down in price pretty badly. And then, of course, we also happen to have pickaxes. They tend to go down pretty badly. Tool skins are not appreciated, and in most instances, they just go down and drop off real bad. So, that right there, I don't even think I want to offer even $1. And this right here, again, all of that might just be 60 cents to 80 cents. 9,000 to 11,000 subscribers might not sound that much, but even then, I wouldn't be surprised you'll just see the prices drop off. Sorry, but yeah, I've seen many instances like this, and it feels like an inevitability. So, all right, fair enough. Right then, so that's basically everything in regards to, expectations with sales. And don't forget, if you forget like what numbers I assumed, I guessed, look at the description, scroll down, all the chapters are there, and they will also have the estimates, right? So we'll see how everything turns out, but the sales are looking a little bit too high. Lots of people turned up, lots of people felt like buying skins. It's not always going to be like this. So do not be surprised in the slightest. As we go for around April time, the majority of these skins are slightly down in price at the bare minimum, right? Right then, so let's talk about the player count. So yep, today looking pretty sweet. It was expected that a lot more people would be playing on Saturday. That did happen. Although, if you were to compare to last year, we're just a little bit off, much like what we were with January. Do you reckon if the naval update actually was fully finished and out in December, January would have been a whole lot more interesting? Regardless, it's not bad. But how long until people are bored of boats? It's probably already happened, to be honest with you. Like, I've been floating around with cheese, and we found out that we accidentally positioned the sails awkwardly. So on the force wipe yesterday, 2 days ago, we're trying to move around with 3 sails, but if you put them too close to each other, it will only act as if like one sail is working, so you move hardly at all. So initially, for a while, we thought boats were just stupidly slow with sails. We thought, how on earth are people going to enjoy themselves if they have to wait until they get an engine? But then we found out with the sails, if you spread them out a bit more, okay, it's not too bad, but it's still slow. Like, it seems like the play is just get a rib. Just get a rib, go to the deep sea, clear everything out, get tons of loot, get back, get a decent base down. You probably got like a tier 2 already by then. Just doing one full sweep of everything in the ocean, in the deep sea. Deep sea, as the ocean there. So, yeah, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if that's going to be the go-to to get a nice early start. But then after a while, will people actively try and get boat bases made? Or they just stick on the mainland and just try and shoot and kill everybody? We'll see how it goes. Again, there'll very likely be special servers catered for specifically boat bases and whatnot. It wouldn't be the first time, would it? But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they iterate and change quite a lot of things because, yeah, I feel like boats need quite a lot more. Inevitably, do you believe they'll allow to upgrade to metal? So from wood to metal, do you reckon it'll happen? Feel free to comment below. Right then, so that's pretty much everything in that regard. Are you happy? Like, with all these skins, were you pleased with what you saw? Have you picked up anything? Oh, sorry about that, the flash. Have you already picked up something for yourself? I know I always sit here and say wait it out, but you don't have to do that. But it's advice. I am tempted to just grab some revolvers, try and get some sales in whilst I can, because the player count isn't always going to be this high, and prices aren't always going to stay up as high. So I'm trying to make some considerations. I did buy 100 Olympus revolvers. I'm pretty sure I might jump onto that. I know you're going to probably sell far too much, so I kind of want to avoid you. But everything else, whilst they're nice, cool-looking skins, I wouldn't be surprised if they all drop off. Sorry to say. Right then, so let's also quickly talk about the SKS. So switching back over to here. If you know, first of all, let's just quickly point this out. Silver Spooks made a very interesting video showcasing the bone locker and the bamboo cage locker. Have you seen the prices now? Yeah, they're around €1 each apparently. I think that's around like $1.30 each. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, they tripled in price. So you can utilize these on your boats. They're helpful, they're effective, and yeah, they tripled in price. Completely bought out. Silver Spooks, you're making some very interesting videos because a lot of people listening and the prices are going up ever so nicely. So props to him. Right, let's just scroll down. Let's just quickly get the details in regards to the SKS. So, if you don't fully understand what's going on here, it appears 3 of them were bought, although it looks more likely 2 were bought. I only saw 2 different SKSs sell over the past week. It appears those 2 or 3 SKSs will now be treated as a separate entity. And it looks as if basically it's going to get turned into an E-Class sort of weapon. If you don't know what the E-Class is, I'm referring to the No Mercy E-Class. Face Punch accidentally accepted 2 different versions of the No Mercy Revolver. So what they did was, considering the second one that was accepted was the mistake, about 200 of them were bought, they just decided, all right, we'll treat it differently. This is now the E-Class. It's now a rare skin. They're now listed and selling for $500 each. There's 200 of them. There's 2 or 3 training SKSs. Training SKS E-Class. Or S-Class. It's up to Face Punch what they do, but yeah. Apparently next week we're going to find out what it's going to be. And, well, how expensive do you reckon it's going to be now? The first one sold for $300. The second one sold for $1,500, I believe. The third one sold for $1,700. And now that we know that this is now the rarest skin in the game, how much do you reckon that's going to sell for? And will it actually be distinct in comparison to the actual training SKS? Because it looks as if the actual training SKS is going to appear in next week's Rust Store. Or some point in the future. We'll see how it goes. We don't fully know, but we'll find out soon enough. So, yeah, looks like that's happening. Cool! Right, so, is there anything else Hedge needs to address? Sales are looking quite all right. Prices are expected to inevitably drop off. Seeker SKS, how you doing? Sep. You're going up in price. Huh. I just listed a bunch of those and they've sold already. Cool. All right, sweet. Yeah, you keep doing what you're doing. Have you been keeping track of all the skins that have been submitted? Lots of Lunar New Year skins are starting to appear. You could go to micro522.com. You could click date submitted once. You'll see for yourself that, yep, we're seeing quite a lot of interesting skins appearing. You get that nice little quick preview. I can then click this and it'll send me to the workshop page. There you go. Lovely. And of course, I can showcase to you right now, lots of very interesting Lunar New Year skins are starting to appear. Awesome. But what will be accepted? I have no idea. But I'll be happy to showcase all the collection continuations to you in the upcoming Rust Workshop Skin Check. Rust Workshop Skin Check, sorry. It'll be a funny one because it's Lunar New Year. So, yeah, cool. Right, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Best luck to each and single one of you. Hope you're enjoying a weekend. Hope you're enjoying selling your skins for some profit. But again, it is expected that the prices are going to drop off. And do you reckon we're going to see an anime skin appearing fairly soon? What do you reckon? I feel like it's an inevitability.